Everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this episode, we picked right up where we left off in last episode, where we disassembled the calipers, sent them out to get powder coated, and prepped each corner to accept a bunch of new parts. In this episode, we're installing those new parts. We got rotors, pads, stainless steel brake lines, and of course, the calipers themselves. There's probably like 3 of you out there that want to know what color I went with, so I guess I'll show you. So here it is. This is Jamaican Teal by Prismatic Powders. It's a candy color that goes over a polished silver base, kind of translucent, and it actually almost changes color depending on the light. It's actually really hard to capture on camera because it either looks more blue or green than real life. So love it or hate it, I absolutely love this color. It's a color I've come back to multiple times over the years. I've kind of been set on this color for quite a while. On a pretty much white car with black and gray accents, I wanted some kind of pop of color, and I think this will be perfect. It'll look really great behind the white wheels, and I just think it sets it off. You can let me know what you think down below, but it's not like I want to change it. So of course, these are more than just something nice to look at. This is a pretty legitimate upgrade for this car. They are the WRX 4-pot, 2-pot calipers that came on the first generation GC turbo cars in Japan, but also the 2006 WRX. I went with like a pretty mild daily driving pad for now, and nothing crazy track oriented as far as the pads are concerned. Aside from that, I do also have a Grimspeed master cylinder brace, which just acts as a support. The firewalls on these cars are pretty thin, and you're under heavy braking, the master cylinder actually flex, which translates to a spongy pedal. So the master cylinder brace just adds a point for it to brace to. It actually ties into the strut tower. It's a pretty cool little piece. But yeah, why don't we get into it and take a closer look at these calipers and assemble them and get all the parts on the car. Oh my gosh, there's like 10 pounds of dirt in here. No wonder these things rust out. Well, I need a new filler neck. For sure. Oh my gosh, this is horrible. Look at that. It's like so much dirt packed up in here. We are ready to put our caliper on. Look at that. So shiny. So these are the new stickers. I think the old stickers when they were curing shrunk a little bit. They're not perfect if you really look, but hey, just don't really look and we'll be all right. Just checking to make sure these are all seated good. They are. All right, let's put this on. With these calipers being freshly powder coated, there's just a very small amount of powder in that edge. I've been taking the screw. That one started nice. I'm just checking them. There's been a couple where I just run the screw in real carefully. I make sure it's not cross-threaded real carefully and then back it out. See, this one's, it's just want to hang up a little bit. I know it's going in correctly. I'm just very slowly, again, you don't want to cross thread this. Make sure it's actually going in correct. Blow out when you thread. Look at your threads, make sure they look all right on both your bolt and your caliper. You won't go screwing these threads up. If you have a tap and die set, obviously that'd be the way to go. Just run the appropriate tap through the holes. But I do not have a tap and die set, so I'm not doing that. to go. Do our brake line now. Is that cinematic?
Yeah.
You're a girl. You got.
Look, I have my tie-dye. I went to Target like this in the funnel. Why are you using a funnel? You yell at me for not using a funnel. Like, I got a funnel for that.
This is probably gonna take a lot of fluid because I imagine it's just completely. Frick! Dang it! Jeez, oh man! That's the last thing I'm gonna spill all over the place. Ah, what a doofus! What an imbecile!
Where's your funnel?
Where's your phone? You're on camera. You think I won't put that in? Hold it. Pump it. Hold it. Pump it. Hold it. Well, hey guys, thanks again for watching this video. I really appreciate you taking the time to do so. It means a lot to me that you guys are following this project and leaving comments down below, talking about your own projects and stuff. Please feel free to do that. Reach out to me either on here or on Instagram. My Instagram is @hillberryrevival. I definitely post there more and am able to communicate better on there than I am, as I'm still kind of getting my feet wet with YouTube. And I just don't have the time to put these videos together as often as I'm able to post over there. So if you have any interest at all in following me more like kind of day to day, I guess go follow me over there if you feel so inclined. As far as what's next is, now that this car has brakes, I can actually get it out of the garage. It's not running and driving yet, especially since we found that filler tube. That's probably what I'm gonna do next, is installing this. I don't think that'll be its own dedicated video. I'll probably more or less do like a nut and bolt check underneath the car while I'm installing that, you know, double checking torque specs and things underneath the car and just make sure everything's good before I put it on the ground again. My priority is getting the ECU wired up. It is wired up, but there's a couple things, like I need to run a vacuum line for the manifold air pressure sensor and just a couple other things. I think I'm gonna wire in my air fuel gauge into that as well. Once I get the ECU mounted and everything, I can start screwing around with the tune. I'll probably pull this car out into the driveway and give it a proper wash now. Before I had no parking brake at all, so I didn't even want to attempt to push this out of the garage because everything, as soon as you leave the garage, is sloped and I didn't want my car to end up in the creek. That wouldn't have been good. At that point, at least on paper, there's not a whole lot keeping me from trying to drive this car, start working out the details. We still need to put an exhaust on this car, which I'm really excited about. I have a plan for that. And then after that, I'll probably start into body work. I really do want to drive this car this summer, at least a couple times. If I can get this car to Boxer Fest, that would be pretty awesome. I don't know if it's going to happen or not, and I don't know if I'll put it in the show because it's going to be pretty rough looking. And I'd probably be more embarrassed if it was in the show. But between this car, my Outback, and a handful of other projects I've got going on, I definitely have video ideas for this coming year. And if you enjoy this content, if you have any ideas, questions, comments, concerns, feel free to leave them below. I love meeting people and chatting about this stuff. This is such a great community to be a part of. I've met some of my best friends through cars and the Subaru community specifically. And I definitely down to make things happen. Anyway, guys, take it easy. I will see you in the next one, and keep your stick on the ice.